Yeah, welcome back to another video. Today we end the day off 1300. So as of yesterday we were down 700, but today we're up 600. We took 4 trades, 2 losses, 2 wins. Was up around almost 1500 on the day, but we ended up giving back 200 later into the session, but that's all right. Yeah, so break down the trades. And yeah, so starting off with gold. Initially, gold was the first loss I took, small loss. Um, Before this massive push up, price was starting to look like as if it was going to go back down. So I was looking for shorts, possibly to clear these equal lows down over here. And so on that, I ended up closing the short actually early for around I think $100 due to the fact that we had news come out. Trump had tweeted and pretty much pumped or dumped oil and then pumped gold and all the indices and stuff. So once I saw that, immediately I closed my short for a very, very small loss. I think I have it here on TradingView instead. Yeah, this was the entry right over here. Initially, I took this on the hourly. And yeah, it was pushing down pretty nicely. I think we were close to I think my break even, or we were almost there at least. Pretty much once we took out this low, that's when I was gonna go break even. Then news came out, immediately reversed, so I pretty much closed my short because at that point I didn't want to be in it anymore based off the volatility and it looked like it was gonna start moving up higher. And so based off the news, pretty much I jumped in longs, and as you can see here, I pretty much waited to see where this first 5 minute candle was gonna do. Once I got out of the long I was in, or the short. And on the 1 minute, we pretty much yeah, so once this had closed, this candle had pushed up above these highs over here. So I pretty much grabbed 5 contracts long, stop at the low right here for about I think $600, and I targeted the previous day high right over here, netting me about I think what was it, like $1,200, something like that, whatever. But pretty much I 1 to 2, which is what I look for. And as you can tell, this thing just ran, hitting all the rest of the targets that was set. We broke through 4,600. Then we ended up breaking through the 4 hour range that I had, and then also this 4 hour high over here as well, and then breaking through all the EMAs. So gold definitely looks like it's going to be moving higher probably throughout the next week or two. So long as news doesn't impact it. Then on the next 2 trades were on oil. So pretty much at that point I was up on the day around like 1,000. Account was in the let's say I think the account was like above like I think $200 in profit. So coming into the session in the morning, I pretty much saw how at this point oil was pretty bearish, and everything else was just still ran, like NQ was still running, all that stuff. So on oil, I saw that we were coming down into this 4 hour demand, and around 7 o'clock we closed in just right above it. And this is a counter trend trade, but was essentially trying to trade the move back to fill in all these imbalances over here. So I told myself if we found support at this 4 hour, I would take longs, which we did. So once this 6 o'clock candle closed, on the 15 minute, this candle ended up coming down here and then giving us this I can't remember what the candle is called, but this is a really nice candle to see, especially around this 4 hour demand zone. And so on the 1 minute, at this point, I was looking at it at the 1 minute because 5 minute didn't really have too much going on. Oh, where am I? So yeah, the 5 minute didn't really have too much to tell me. It was more or less just a lot of large candles, so I didn't really see how I could tell the price was going to reverse from here. So on the 1 minute, I scaled down to the 1 minute and saw that we're starting to break lower here from here. And then once price took out this lower here, the lower high was this candle, this high right here. And once price swept the low over here, price immediately pumped up, then broke the candle high with the candle closure above, give us the correction candle, then expecting the impulse to continue higher. And so I took this with about 2 contracts. I was risking about 220 to make around 400. And to be fair, I should have trusted my gut on this trade because the way we started pumping up higher, I had a feeling that we were honestly just going to keep going. And this honestly could have been a much bigger day, but I don't know. I should have just trusted my gut to believe that like we were gonna end up just continuing higher. But nonetheless, we netted about 400 on that trade. And then I wanted to take longs in around 12 o'clock. And so we were holding up pretty nicely despite the EMA going against the EMAs here. I still liked how price was holding, and compared to gold at the time, gold was looking to come back down. So I thought maybe we could still take out this high over here. So I waited for the 1 hour to close on this candle here, and once it had closed, I went on the 15 minute. 15 minute looked great. I liked how these candles over here were shaping up. So I buy stopped this high, expecting the impulse to continue higher. But unfortunately, once I got in, price stopped me out here, went up past my entry a little bit into profit, then came back down to stop us out another time. Well, this is when I got stopped out over here, but whilst I was just watching the trade, it didn't really perform as to what I wanted, so it is what it is. But that's really it, honestly. Like, I really could have had some really nice winners, especially with this trade here. Had I taken off like 4 contracts at this high and then just trailed either like maybe one more or maybe even 2 more contracts to the 4-hour high that I had here, that would have been a nice trade. And then on oil, we were really extended at the time, and so I should have trusted my gut that we were like the likelihood of us running up, even like I really should have just drawn out maybe like the 50% of the entire range from where we started, probably like up here to there, and then probably just set TP up here. Like that could have been another way I could have taken more advantage of the move. But nonetheless, it was a really nice trade, but also definitely something to note and just keep in mind next time something like this occurs. But yeah, honestly, looking forward to see what Asia will bring us. But yeah, that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching. See you next time.